Gift ideas for minimalists. Minimalists are a nightmare to buy for, and it's also a nightmare for minimalists to buy for other people because we just think most items are stupid. So here's a list of ideas of presents that you can give as a minimalist, or that maybe you'd want to receive as a minimalist. It kind of goes both ways. Thank you, Ruby, for the video idea. Appreciate it. Love you. Know you're watching. And yeah, let's get into it. First section is like DIY sort of things. So firstly, baked goods. Consumables are great because you use them up and then it's done. So like you'll eat the baked goods and then it's done and you don't have to own anything extra. If you're good at cooking or baking, or even if you're not good at cooking, I suck at cooking, but I have this really good fridge cake. That's my mum's recipe. It's so good. It's literally diabetes wedged into this tray, but you don't cook it. You just put it in the fridge, which I love. And I'd made that for my friend and she loved it. So it doesn't have to be anything crazy fancy, just a nice baked good. I feel like people appreciate that. Who doesn't love eating? Number 2 is to make a playlist. This one again is great because there's nothing you own. You're not owning anything extra. I did this for my mum when I was traveling and it was her birthday and I was other side of the world. And I remember thinking, what am I going to get her? She kind of likes my music taste, so I basically just curated her a playlist. To be fair, most of them were just songs from her era that she loved, but it was just a fun gift. I've also had friends make me playlists before, not even for any specific occasion. They're just nice, and they'll make me playlists, and I love it. Next, I've got homemade crafts, which is really broad, but I sort of was just thinking, fit it into whatever thing you're good at making. Jewelry, sewing, everyone's into crochet now, aren't they? Woodwork even. My brother and his wife got a really nice wedding gift of like a handmade chopping board, which looked really cool. And it was like a chopping board that could turn into a tray. I think pretty sick. Just use your skills to your advantage and make something cool. Or just like make a cool photo collage. I often do that for friends' birthdays. I'll like make their birthday card as a collage of photos. It's really fun. Next, this is not a DIY, but I put it in this section because it's really cheap. A book you love, and you can literally give the book you already own. I don't actually own books, so this wouldn't be good for me. But you can get really cheap books off eBay. I did this for my friend's birthday recently because we were talking about this book and we were joking how we were going to make a book club. And then I got her a little book for her birthday. It was cute. And I'm doing it again for someone for Christmas, but I'm not going to say who in case it ruins it. And then finally is your old things. I put this on here and I feel like people really are not giving away their own things as they should be. I mean, I've given away old things and it's not like, oh, I'm just giving you my old shit. It's specific items that I've noticed that people have said they liked. And then I'll just gift it to them, usually along with some other things. But I had this bag, it was like a net bag, and it was really cool. It was like made of old ropes and stuff. I thrifted it, I really liked it, but I never used it enough. And I remember my friend coming over and being like, I love that bag. Made a mental note of it for her birthday coming up in a few months. Bam, there you go. Got her that with a load of other things. But I feel like it's a nice thing to do because it shows you're listening as well. Honestly, the key with good present giving is just listening and like picking up things throughout the year. Next, we're going on to home and living. High quality bedding. It's quite a boring gift, but it's really practical. 100% cotton bedding is so nice. Just get them something that will actually last and they'll use forever, so then they don't have to keep buying new bedding, you know? Next, I've got good quality kitchen tools. I've done this before. I did like a joint present with my mates and got my friend a really good chopping knife because she's like well into cooking and it's like a proper good chef knife which will last for ages, and it had like the knife sharpening equipment and all of that. It's real good quality. Also, when you use a good knife, I feel like you realize how bad your other knives are, so that's a great one. Next, potted plants. You can't go wrong with plants. Who doesn't love plants? Maybe some minimalists don't like plants because they're like, whoa, I don't want that many plants, but obviously tailor it to the person. If they don't want plants, they don't want plants. But I'm a minimalist and I actually do quite like plants, but I'm a fan of plants that you can really easily look after because I kill them all. Next is nice quality skincare. Again, it's sort of a thing that uses up. It's not something you feel like you own forever. So minimalists quite like this. Don't just be buying random skincare though. Like do something that you've actually used yourself or you know is really good. Because I feel like some people just chuck in random items. They're like, oh, skincare, yeah, you'll have that. But they don't even know anything about it. Like get a good brand. There's some more like expensive but like more natural brands I like. So Tropic Skincare is good. Arbonne is another one. If in doubt and you don't know what to get them, just get them a lip balm because everybody needs a lip balm. I love lip balm because some people use different things on their face and I don't know. But I like it when it's natural, clean ingredients, all of that. Next, same kind of theme, reusable cotton pads. So useful. My auntie got this for me many years ago and I thought it was such a good gift because I claim to be a little eco girly. We love reusing things and reusable cotton pads, so good. I still use them to this day. I thought really good present. And from the same auntie, leading on to my next point, is reusable utensils, which I still use every frickin' day. It was a little pot of utensils, knife, fork, spoon. They're made of, I don't even know what they're made of. Bamboo? They're made out of like recycled something. I don't know. Really good, great quality. I like the little box they're in, super lightweight. I've taken them all around the world with me traveling and I still use them every day when I bring my lunch into uni. So really good. Next up is specialty teas or coffees. If someone's into that, I feel like people are either tea or coffee, or sometimes both, or sometimes neither. If they're into one of them, get them really cool tea bags. You can get really nice ones, or coffee. I don't know shit about coffee, so I can't comment on that. But I know you can get really cool brands of coffees, and you definitely can get really cool tea brands. I'm obsessed with chocolate tea. I don't think many people have my taste buds, but I love this chocolate tea bag. It's by Yogi. It's not even very expensive. It's not very fancy, but if they really like chocolate, or like, it doesn't even taste of chocolate, it tastes like cinnamon. If they like those flavours at all, get them this Yogi chocolate tea bag. It's so good. Or loose leaf tea is really good as well. And then you can get them one of those or mesh things that you put in a tea bag if they're really eco-conscious. That's the real eco win, is loose leaf tea. And you get really yummy ones. And then next I've just put like food consumables. So I didn't want to like list a load of different ones. You can tailor it to the person, but things like chocolate's always good. Or this brand, the brand I love, which gets 3-star rating on Great Taste. That's unheard of. It's Nettle cheese. The one that gets 3 stars I think is Harvest Stock White. It's basically this vegan cream cheese thing. I don't know. You can put it in pasta sauce. You can dip it in crackers. You can do anything you want with it. It's delicious. It's raw vegan. It's real healthy. I got it for my parents a while ago and they were addicted. And they're not even vegan. So you can't be like, oh my God, they just haven't had real cheese in ages. Blah, blah, blah. No, they know what cheese tastes like and they were still munching on that. It's really expensive though, but good for a gift because people will rarely justify buying that for themselves. Next up, towel robe. I love a towel robe. I told my flatmate to get one the other day and she got one and she's converted. I think towel robes are great. I don't know how people are just using towels. It's such a luxury and I can't imagine my life without a towel robe. It's always the thing I miss most when I'm away from home if I'm traveling and then I come back, I'm like, oh, a towel robe. And if you get a really nice quality one, that will last forever. That's a good gift. And next up is eye mask. I love an eye mask. Get a proper good quality one where they're sort of like 3D. They like have the padding around the edge, so a proper blackout eye mask. You can probably get ones that look a bit nicer. My one is not cute. It just looks like a black eye mask, but it does the job. It's like proper industrial. If they like to travel, it's good for that as well because sometimes it's difficult to sleep on planes, trains, buses, whatever, and it blocks everything out. Equally, even if they don't like to travel, an eye mask, best thing. I can't sleep without it now because I used to think, oh, you just shut your eyes and that blocks the light out. No, your eyelids are shit at blocking light out. You need an eye mask on, I swear. Or blackout curtains, but that's kind of a difficult thing to gift to someone. Unless you know the size of their windows, then go for it. Next subcategory is experiences. Obviously, this should be the main event. This is minimalist dream, is owning nothing and just gifting an experience. This is what we all should be doing. I love experience gifts so much. So first thing, if they're a health and fitness freak, get them a class pass subscription. Fun way to do a load of classes. It doesn't have to be class pass, but that's the only one I could think of. I've never actually used it. I have friends that have used it and they say it's really good. It's just quite expensive, so it's quite a nice thing to gift someone. Next is a restaurant gift card. I'm saying this because I got my brother and his wife a voucher for Soho Gorthia, I can't say the name. It's a nice little vegan Michelin star. I don't know if it's still Michelin star actually. It was Michelin star at one point. It's basically super fine dining. And I'd seen the guy at a festival beforehand talking, the guy that owns this restaurant. And I was telling them about it, so it's sort of linked. I also think another thing, instead of a gift card, if you want to go with them, just go out for dinner with them and pay for it. My friend did this for me. She took me to this like vegan hotel restaurant thing. Really nice. She's paid for the whole thing. I thought luxury. I then got quality time with her. It was just really good gift idea. Next is theatre tickets. Theatre's great. You can either just give them the tickets and they can pick who they want to go with, or if you want to go as well, just get tickets for both of you. Easy. Theatre tickets can be quite expensive, but you can also get pretty cheap ones last minute online, so you can also get a voucher for theatre tickets and they can pick when they want to go. On the same sort of realm, concert tickets. Another good one, if you know an artist they like, just get them that. Obviously, they have to be on tour in an area sort of nearby. But if they are, hey presto. Next is a cooking class. I got this for my friend. We were in Morocco like a week or so before her birthday. So I got her a Moroccan cooking class, which was so fun. We both did it. I just think a good gift. Obviously, we were abroad, so it made it even more like woo. But even a cooking class in your country can be really interesting. I don't know. I think live classes are so fun. But people will rarely buy that for themselves. So it's a good gift. Next up, a massage. My friend got me this. Oh, so good. She just put me in for a massage. Massages are expensive though, so it's a really nice gift to get. Oh, it was so good. I love massages. Oh, so really great gift. Another one that I got my friend recently is a sound bath experience. I like it. A sound bath is really cool. It was really zen. Also, this isn't on my list, but I'm giving you an extra one because I just thought of it as like a spa day. Love. Next up on my list, I've got dance lessons. Again, it's a like class vibe thing, but I just think so fun. Everyone wants to know how to dance. Dancing's so fun. Then you can both do it together. If you're bad at dancing, even better. Like, it's so funny being in a dance class when you can't dance. I think it's the funniest thing ever. My abs are on fire in dance classes usually because I'm just pissing myself laughing. Another class idea, pottery or art class. If they got that arty flair in them, nice gift. And finally, on my experience section, we've got a flight or a holiday. My mate did this for someone at uni, and I thought it was such a funny gift. And we all went on holiday, but he bought her the flight ticket, and we had a great trip to Poland. It was so fun. I think a flight is a fun gift, and you can kind of make it as expensive or cheap as you want, depending on where you go. The only thing with the flight, you have to make sure that they are happy to pay for the rest of the holiday, you know, because traveling can be quite expensive, like the accommodation and stuff, or you just buy the whole thing. It's just that can add up. So I think a flight is kind of funny. My next section is fashion and accessories. So jewelry. Sort of did mention this when I was talking about making something. If you can't make jewelry, no problem. You've got these beautiful sellers on Etsy. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be Etsy, but I love Etsy for jewelry. But also equally going to a little jewelry stand. Just got to make sure at markets, sometimes they sell really bad quality metals. Make sure you're getting good quality material. But jewelry is always fun and always easy, as long as you know if they're a gold or silver wearer. Most of my jewelry I wear is gifted. And I love that because it means it has got a little story and I think of the person who gave it to me when I look at it. Next up is a high quality bag. Like a travel bag. I got this for my ex ages ago. We were about to go on a big backpacking trip and I was telling him that he couldn't bring a check-in bag because I was like, waste of money. But he didn't have a bag that would fit into the limits of hand luggage only. So I got him that and it was really good. And I hope he still uses it to this day. It can be quite an expensive gift. I got him a sort of mid-range backpack. But it was a classic, like 40 litres. I just think it's a good gift for someone that travels a lot if you know they're going on a trip. It's just nice to have one really good quality bag. And then next up, on the same sort of note for people travelling, is packing cubes. Not enough people use packing cubes, is what I've realised over the years of travelling. And I'm like, guys, you know there's something called packing cubes and it organises your whole life for you. So if someone doesn't have packing cubes and they travel a lot, buy them packing cubes. They're so good, so organised, and they'll use them forevermore. Next, I've got a proper raincoat. This sounds really niche, but it's just because I need a raincoat. So I added it to the list because I was like, I need a proper waterproof jacket. Because I don't own one. And they can be quite expensive when they're like properly waterproof. Also, I'm always like, I want it to be ethical as well. If you're wanting like a nice ethically made coat, like Patagonia say, or the North Face, they're a bit more expensive. And then next on the list, I've got barefoot shoes. Again, quite niche, but because this is a video for minimalists, barefoot shoes also get called minimalist shoes. I think there's actually a slight difference between them. However, minimalists are usually pretty freaky people, you know? They often do like barefoot shoes. So if you know a minimalist and you haven't spoken to them about foot health, maybe talk to them about foot health and see if they know about barefoot shoes, because barefoot shoes are quite expensive, so it's quite a good gift. You're helping them with their foot health, you're helping them with life. And a little bonus one to that, you could get them toe spreaders. Like if you know your friends have got bunions, help them out, get their foot health in check. And finally, on the list, it's quite an underwhelming final one, but I also think it's a good one. It's charity shop things. I'm putting this under the clothing category, but it doesn't actually have to be clothing, it could be homeware or whatever. But I think you can find some bloody cool things in charity shops, and I love charity shopping because you never know what you're going to find, and you can find something really cool. I often find there's things I see in charity shops that really make me think of a specific person, and I think then just get it. And then I'm also just going to cover some tips on gift giving because I find it quite stressful, but some tips is don't do it all last minute. Think about it the whole year. You know when bitches' birthdays are, you know when Christmas is. Sometimes I will see something and it's not my friend's birthday for maybe 6 months, but I'll buy it because it's quite a rare thing you don't get often. And then I keep it and then I give it to them. And it just makes it so much easier. Because I don't love shopping as it is, and I hate shopping in a rush when you need to get something. And I think when you have a time limit on it, you just get them something because you're like, I just need to get them anything. And then the gift's not that good or thoughtful. Also, another tip is just say you don't want to do gifts. If you don't want to do gifts, a lot of my friends I don't do gifts with. We just don't do it. It's not anything deep. It's not even to do with how close I am with the person or anything like that. It's just we don't do it. We just like hanging out, you know? Your best gift is your presence with that person. Presence, not presents. I also think listen to people and what they talk about. It always gives really good hints on what to get people. Some of my best gifts have been from just picking up a tiny little thing they said and then getting them that as a gift. For example, my friend kept going on about this cafe that basically served this giant vegan croissant, and she kept going on about it for ages, and then we sort of stopped talking about it for a while. And for her birthday this year, I took her there and I pre-ordered her this huge croissant. She was so content. It's like a momentous moment. Or another example was my friend said she wanted to start a bag collection randomly. She sort of just said it as a passing comment, but I made mental mental note of it, and then I got her a nice vintage bag that year. She was real chuffed with it. But yeah, don't stress about the holiday season. Gifts doesn't have to be crazy. I hope that helped anyone that's struggling with gift giving. I hope that was of good inspiration. Thank you for watching. Thumbs up if you liked, thumbs down if you didn't. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you next time. Ciao, ciao.